In the last video, we talked about why smart people lose weight and then gain it all back, and then some. And it's not because of food, and it's not because lack of discipline. It's because of a deeper pattern running underneath their behavior. So the obvious question becomes this: where did that pattern come from? And most people never consciously decide to struggle with food, weight, or consistency, yet the same patterns show up again and again and again. So, where did it start? Think about the cycle we talked about in the first video. You decide to change. You start strong, you follow through for a while, then something pulls you back towards your old habits. You know what to do, but you find yourself negotiating with yourself. And that's not random. There's a reason that pattern feels familiar. And to understand this, we have to look at something most people were never taught about their brains. From the time you were born until roughly about age 7, your brain was operating mostly in a learning state. So during those early years, your brain was absorbing information about the world, how life works, what's safe, how you fit into it, what's risky, and most importantly, who you believe you are. And you were not analyzing that information, you were absorbing it. And those early experiences began forming your belief system. And those beliefs quietly become the operating system that runs your decisions later in life. So, for example, if somebody grows up hearing messages or making messages about food mean comfort, or hearing things like food will make you feel better, finish everything on your plate, be a good little girl or boy, treat yourself, have some comfort when you're stressed, those messages begin forming a relationship with food long before a conscious choice. Or somebody might grow up with messages about effort and struggle. Work hard, push harder, you have to sacrifice. Eventually, that belief system can create cycles of extreme discipline followed by burnout. That's why that belief system, it lent itself so well to my bodybuilding career. Struggle, suffer, wear suffering like a badge of honor. It has to be hard. If it's not hard, is it even worth it? The point of the story, though, it's not specific. The point is that belief systems were formed early and they influence behavior long after we forget where they actually came from. This is why behavior alone is so difficult to change. Your brain's always trying to stay consistent with the identity it already believes is true. And if your identity sees you as someone who struggles with consistency, your brain will eventually pull you back towards that familiar pattern. And not because you're weak, because the pattern feels safe and normal. This is the part that surprises most people. You're not repeating these patterns because you lack discipline or even motivation. You're repeating them because your brain is following the belief system it learned early in life. Behavior follows identity, and identity follows belief. And this is why so many weight loss programs focus on the wrong frickin' thing. They focus only on the tactics. What to eat, how much to exercise, how to track your calories, how to track your macros. Those things can help temporarily, but if the belief system underneath it all, the behavior, never changes, the old patterns eventually return. And that's why so many people find themselves starting over again and again and again and again. And once you start seeing this clearly, something interesting happens. You realize these patterns are not just about food. They actually show up everywhere. Starting strong, losing momentum, self-sabotage, and really pulling you back when things actually start working. Those patterns are simply different expressions of the same underlying belief system. Now, here's where this becomes even more interesting. If the belief systems and identity are driving behavior, then a lot of the advice in the health and personal growth industry is aimed at the wrong place. In the next video, we're going to talk about why discipline, motivation, and even habits often fail to create lasting change. And once you see why that happens, you'll understand why so many people just keep repeating the same frickin' cycle. I'll see you in the next video.